perfection that was Michael Owen. Sit back and relish the chance to see a master marksman in action.
And a huge roar of approval greets the arrival of the Newcastle United players and a small contingent of Liverpool supporters too, making sure that their players are not out of it completely. But obviously the mass of support around this stadium is for the home team at the beginning of this new era. Let's take a check then on the team that Newcastle United have picked today. As I mentioned, it wasn't Hullet who actually picked it. He did leave that job to the man who obviously knew the players better than him. And they've decided to change things around a little bit, with the Belgian international Albert coming back at the heart of defence, and Stefan Givash, who's been injured since he was signed during the summer following the World Cup, now making his debut in Newcastle United's attack alongside Alan Shearer. Liverpool have had the same starting 11 in both their matches so far, a 2-1 victory at Southampton and a goalless draw at home to Arsenal. But today they make a significant change, and that sees the return after 5 months of injury problems of one of their most influential players, England midfielder Jamie Redknapp. It's a match that has always really thrilled in recent seasons. 2 classic matches, particularly at Anfield, between these two. Both of them won by Liverpool by 4 goals to 3. And if we have a little bit of that kind of entertainment today, no one will be unhappy. The referee is Graham Barber. Newcastle United, in their famous black and white stripes, get the game underway, attacking from right to left with this slightly new look formation. Pearce lining up in the heart of the defence, not as expected on the left-hand side. That job has gone to the Belgian Philippe Albert, who's been restored to the side today. Watson in that right wing-back role. And Liverpool looking to improve on their performance in their last Premiership match against Arsenal, when they were held to a goalless draw by the champions. They brought back Jamie Redknapp today. An ankle problem has troubled him for 5 months. He's just been on as a substitute so far in that match against Arsenal, but he starts today and will come up against the likes of Stuart Pearce in his 2nd year now at Newcastle after 12 seasons at Nottingham Forest. Phil Bowden and Steve Staunton combining for Liverpool down the left, and an easy interception for Pearce. And Newcastle can't get it moving as yet inside the Liverpool half with this new look attack for them. Gary Speed's tackle there didn't please referee Barber, and it certainly didn't please Paul Ince. Came in a bit late there, the Welshman, who was Dalglish's most expensive signing at £5.5 million from Everton last season. A lot of speculation in the English newspapers this weekend about which players Ruud Gullit will move on to make way for those he presumably will want to bring in. The delay here, incidentally, is that Paul Ince clearly has decided that he needs treatment on that ankle problem. He's had a lot of ankle injuries in recent times. Ince, he got a crack on it in one of the final games of last season against Arsenal, which gave him a lot of trouble, and he's clearly unhappy about that challenge from Gary Speed, and this is not the opening that Liverpool wanted at all. Just 2 minutes gone, and their skipper, Paul Ince, lying injured. Referee having a word with Gary Speed. He certainly never even shaped to produce a yellow card, which I believe is what Ince is trying to say the referee should have done. And this looks ominous for Liverpool. Let's have another look at it. Certainly came in late there, Speed, and perhaps if that tackle had taken place 10-15 minutes into the game, the referee might have decided it was worthy of a caution. But since it was literally the first tackle of the game, I think he has shown the benefit of the doubt to Gary Speed. Mark Leather, the Liverpool physio, seeming to indicate there to Roy Evans and Gerard Houllier on the bench that he needs a minute to try and sort this one out. Certainly wasn't the signal to indicate that Ince can't continue yet, but he looks in a bad way. And Liverpool do indeed get a free kick for that challenge. Staunton takes it. Albert under pressure from Michael Owen. Carragher at the other end against Shearer. And the young man did very well then against the experience of one of England's greatest strikers. Pearce heading the ball back in, and that challenge brings a free kick to the home team. Carragher going in hard then on Alan Shearer. Still a young man, Jamie Carragher. It's been a problem position for Liverpool centre-back. Carragher has the job at the moment. Well, Ince is coming back on, but I have to say he looks very uncomfortable as Pearce's free kick is swung dangerously in. But the header by Gary Speed, far from dangerous. Well, Liverpool will be keeping an anxious eye on their captain, I suspect, for the next few minutes. Ince is still limping in the middle of the field. That's been a remarkable roller coaster few years for these Newcastle United fans. The arrival of Kevin Keegan sparking things off here. Lovely entertaining football. Kenny Dalglish changed that to a more pragmatic approach, but here Speed has the chance to give Newcastle a flying start to their new manager and didn't take it. Pulled at it rather from that error by Carragher. What was he thinking of there, Jamie Carragher? Obviously didn't realise that Gary Speed was lurking there on the edge of the box, and Carragher's mistake should really have been punished by Speed, who scored only 2 goals last season. A poor return for him. He's always got a lot of goals in his Leeds United and Everton days. Ince gingerly working himself back into the game again for Liverpool. Staunton turns it to Babb. Babb at a long ball forward to Riedler, the German international. But at the moment, Newcastle's defence is looking very sound. And here's young Carl Serrant, a man they bought from Oldham. Another Dalglish signing. And Givash gets his first touch, the French World Cup striker. Going in hard there and feeling that challenge from Carragher, who's certainly putting himself about in the opening minutes here. He's clattered both the Newcastle front men so far. Givash playing it forward to Speed. And Liverpool under some early pressure here. Lee beaten to it by Riedler. Watson coming in field. It's Patrick Berger who dispossesses him. Owen closing down the attempted clearance. Laurent Charvet, the man. Well, it's been a stop-start opening, really, because of the ferocity of some of the tackling here. And both players have, temporarily anyway, lost men injured, but certainly Ince is back in the flow of things. And I would imagine very soon now, Dieter Hamann will be too. In fact, he's on the sideline now, the German international waiting for the referee to signal him back on. He's now taken up a position down Newcastle's left as Albert swings it forward. Poor ball straight to Ince. Good tackle though by Rob Lee, who was floored by the challenge from Babb, and that'll be a yellow card for the Liverpool man. There have been some ferocious challenges early on here, and as you see the replay of that one from Babb, Paul Ince is arguing furiously with referee Barber, presumably saying, well, if that was worth a yellow card, what about the one on me? But Babb it is, who becomes the first caution of the game. And Ince better be careful, or he might talk his way into the referee's notebook. Stuart Pearce, meantime, with the free kick for Newcastle United. Killed it straight into the heart of the Liverpool penalty area, and not a particularly good effort again by Gary Speed, who's certainly seeing a lot of the ball early on here. Only 7 minutes gone, and Speed has already had a couple of shooting opportunities. Liverpool have won the last 4 matches against Newcastle United. 2-1 here last season in a league game, and 2-0 in a Coca-Cola Cup quarter-final. Poor kick there by Shea Given, the Newcastle keeper. He got away with it. Now Carl Serrant. Givash. Looking for the run from Shearer, who uses his muscular presence, but Babb wasn't going to be shaken off that. McManaman back to Ince. Good ball from him. McManaman dispossessed by Hamann. Now it's going to be a real test, this, you feel, for Jamie Carragher. He's only 20. By no means a regular in the Liverpool team last season, and most of the games he did play were in midfield. And here he is facing not one but two World Cup strikers in England's Alan Shearer and the Frenchman Stéphane Guivache. It's been a difficult opening, this, for Liverpool. They'll be quite happy, I think, that no damage has been done as yet. Sarant going forward, gets it back from Guivache. Another good tackle coming in from Babb. Now Liverpool attack. Owen taking on Pearce, who got there first, and Gibbons kicked better this time. Staunton. Owen holding off the challenge brilliantly. McManaman. Staunton. This is Ince. Being booed by the home crowd for his part in that incident early on with Speed. Quite what he did to deserve a clattering, I'm not sure, but he's heard the boos before. Most grounds he plays at, apart from Anfield. And Newcastle rather cheaply get the ball back. Liverpool giving it away, untypical of them. Philippe Albert for Newcastle, looking for Shearer. Won the header against Babb. Missed the first 6 months of last season, of course, Alan Shearer, with a serious ankle injury. Scored only 2 goals in his 17 Premiership matches after his return. Disappointing total for him. Here's Hegam, Liverpool's new right back. Riedler couldn't keep possession. Now Shearer again for Newcastle United. Real big match feel to this. A full house crowd. Terrific atmosphere. The new manager Hullet watching from the stands. Charvet, one of the last signings made by the previous manager Kenny Dalglish. And here's Pearce. Unusually for him, gives it away. And Ince has clearly shaken off that early ankle injury. Redknapp. It's a good ball. Hagan. McManaman showing his skill in possession and Owen his awareness. McManaman tried to get it back to Michael Owen. And the ball easily cut out by Speed. Hamann now. Guivache with an intelligent layoff to Speed. Lee. Good vision by him. Watson down the right. Berger falling as he tried to challenge him. Dangerous looking ball there by McManaman, but Carragher was very cool, playing it back to him. And Staunton. There's Redknapp. Looking for the run from Karl-Heinz Riedler, but the ball a bit too long for him. However, it's kept in play by Staunton, and that was good determined play by Staunton there. He's actually won the corner for Liverpool when there looked to be absolutely nothing on. And Watson, I think, drawing the referee's attention to the fact that Newcastle want to make a change, and that injury to Dietmar Hamann, obviously a problem, because he now is about to be replaced by the young Scotsman Stephen Glass, who came here from Aberdeen during the summer. He's a Scottish under-21 international. Meanwhile, Staunton's corner. McManaman just beaten to the header. And Newcastle counter-attack quickly. Glass straight into the action here. His layoff, and there he is again, taking on Liverpool defenders as though he's been playing in this team for months. The final ball disappointing. And a good throw out by Friedel. Patrick Berger appearing down Liverpool's right now. And Berger will have a go from here. Maybe should have done. He found Riedler instead, who's turned brilliantly. Great block. That really was a superb challenge by Stuart Pearce. And a foul there by Hagan. Gives a free kick to Newcastle United, but the way Stuart Pearce threw himself at the ball then That was a goal-saving interception. Karl-Heinz Riedler had a real sight of goal here, turned inside the two defenders nearest to him, but look how well Pearce got back to make the block. Superb defending by Pearce. Now Watson for Newcastle. Oh, he drifted past that challenge brilliantly. Great run, still going. Well, the cross didn't quite match the approach play, but it was a wonderful run by Watson nonetheless. Albert's header almost dropping short there. It caused Shay Given a moment's anxiety. Now Glass again. He's certainly very direct. The Newcastle fans will like what they've seen of him already. They do like attacking players here who commit defenders. Only 21. Played in the pre-season matches, but hasn't had much of an opportunity yet in the league games. Both of which, remember, Newcastle have drawn. Liverpool have 4 points from their 2 matches so far. Aston Villa currently top of the Premiership, if you believe in league tables at this early stage of the season. They have 7 points from the 3 games, and Liverpool would also go on to 7 points if they were to win here today. Surratt, England under-21 international, unexpectedly getting his place today because of an injury to Alessandro Pistone. Glass tackled by Carragher, but proves he's strong as well as skillful. Ince with a long ball, and it's a brilliant ball too towards Owen. Unlucky there, Owen. Good control. It wasn't an easy ball, and brushed aside by Albert. And in fact, the referees decided that Albert committed a foul there. My home fans didn't like that decision at all. Tugging of the shirt is the decision from Mr. Barber. I don't quite know how he got tugging of the shirt out of that one. He certainly pushed him. Dangerous position for Newcastle to defend this free kick. Staunton takes it. Oh, good work by Shay Given. And Hegem tried to hit that, but Lee read his intentions. However, he's now given it away to McManaman. And now Patrick Berger for Liverpool. Paul Ince in a good shooting position here, struck that brilliantly. Owen onto the rebound. What a fine finish by Michael Owen. A brilliant effort initially by Ince, and it really produced a fine save as well from Given. But the Predator was on hand to strike, and this was a superb finish by Owen. It was no means routine, that. He was a bit unlucky there, Shay Given, in the end. It was a tight angle, but somehow or other, Michael Owen managed to squeeze it in between goalkeeper and post. The first save was excellent, and he was unlucky there because it hit him and just deflected into the corner of the net. And Liverpool take the lead here. Michael Owen, last season's top scorer with 23 goals, has given Liverpool an early advantage at St James's Park. What a record he has now, Michael Owen, in Liverpool's first team games. That 24 in 47 games. Unbelievable statistics for a lad who you have to keep reminding yourself is only just recently turned 18. What a start for Liverpool. McManaman for them. And you have to praise the part played by Paul Ince. The Liverpool captain unleashed an unstoppable shot there, which Given, I thought, did well just to push out. No goalkeeper in the world could have done any better with that. The goal came after 17 minutes. Fabulous start for Liverpool, who had to endure a lot of early pressure here. And Owen is away again and could make it 2, and has done. The moment he got the ball, you knew what would happen. He is ice cool, this lad, and the finish, which he made look routine, was far from that. Much more experienced players might have panicked here. He remained back aware of the danger of offside, and chose his moment perfectly to slide the ball under Shay Given and get his second goal in, well, a little over a minute, I would say. Incredible. What a start here for Liverpool. Michael Owen on target again. And a match that has been billed in some quarters as a clash of England's two World Cup strikers is very firmly going in favour of Liverpool's Owen at the moment. Alan Shearer's not even had a shot at this stage, and Newcastle United stunned by Liverpool's opening here. And so is the new boss. Oh dear, he must be thinking, the problems might be greater than I imagine. As Glass knocks one in, that could have produced an immediate reply for Alan Shearer, whose header came off the Liverpool defender to earn Newcastle United their first corner of the game. Good ball in there by Glass, who's made an excellent start. Came off Staunton, in fact. 2 goals for Liverpool, both of them for Michael Owen. Pearce will take the corner. Whipped it into the near post. Friedel doing well. Headed back goalwards, but a disappointing effort. And Friedel in exactly the right place to save that rather tame header from Philippe Albert. Should have done better there, I thought, Albert. It's a long time since the big Belgian has scored. His last goal, December 1996, in fact, when Newcastle beat Tottenham 7-1 here. Well, a fabulous start to a match that always seems to produce goals, this fixture. And Liverpool, it has to be said, nearly always seem to have the upper hand as well over their northeast opponents. They have, in fact, been unbeaten in the last 6 matches against Newcastle United. And the start they made here, it'd be a brave man that would argue against them not extending that run. However, I do remind you, I remember when Liverpool led 3-0 at Anfield and seemed to be cruising home against Newcastle United, only to find them coming back last season to make it 3-3 with just a couple of minutes to go, and Liverpool snatched a late winner through Fowler. So don't believe that because it's 2-0 it's all over. He won't. And Ruud Gullit copiously making notes already about some of the weaknesses perhaps he's seen. But really, what could Newcastle have done about either of those goals? Wonderful, ice-cool finishing by Michael Owen. Staunton for Liverpool. McManaman. That's a good ball, Patrick Berger. Danger again here. And Owen's there again. And perhaps the easiest chance of the lot he's missed. That could have been a hat-trick inside, 4 minutes? Which would have been, well, record-breaking. You really did believe he was going to get that one as well, because I think that was the simplest of the 3 chances he's had so far. How ironic that it was the one he couldn't convert. Watson going in hard there to stop Steve Staunton. Liverpool get the throw. And Newcastle, who'd made an excellent start for the first 10 minutes of this game, have suddenly found the game racing away from them. It could have been even worse. It could have been 3. They've got to try and settle now, Newcastle. Shearer. Good tackle there by Serrant. And the Liverpool fans taunting the home supporters with a chance of Dalglish. Here's Patrick Berger. Ince. Oh, well played, Ince. Riedler. Owens there again, peeling away off his defender. They have to go back in the end to Redknapp. And in so much movement in this Liverpool team. Looking brilliant here early on. Berger. Glass makes the interception. Robert Lee, and an injury problem for Serrant as well by the looks of things. He'll be devastated if he has to go off. He doesn't get many opportunities in this star-studded squad at Newcastle, Carl Serrant. And remember, they've already lost Dietmar Hamann, the German who's so impressed in his early appearances here. There's Serrant, given away to McManaman. And it's all going horribly wrong at the moment for Newcastle. The mood and atmosphere early on here was obviously bubbling and buoyant. The home fans didn't disguise their dislike of Kenny Dalglish's tactics and style, so they were delighted when he went, and even more pleased when they realised who his replacement was going to be. And Liverpool must have known that the change of manager would make things harder for them, but you'd never guess it. Here's McManaman. Liverpool storming forward again. Riedel in the box this time, but they couldn't release him. Well, what a torrid opening for Philippe Albert and his colleagues. And I'm not suggesting for one moment that he's a bitter man, but I wonder if there might just be a quiet smile of satisfaction on the face of Kenny Dalglish wherever he's watching this game today. Foul there by Pearce, really came clattering in from behind. McManaman nods his approval for the referee's decision. Liverpool, remember, have not won the league title once in the last 8 seasons, but the start they and Michael Owen have made to this campaign suggests they are going to be very, very firmly in the frame. Third last, but 13 points behind the champions Arsenal. McManaman winning the header. Riedler brushed aside, and the referees decided that was a foul by the German international, who smiles rather quizzically. Roy Evans probably can't believe the start his team have made here. Here's Albert for Newcastle. And the Liverpool fans really enjoying themselves now in the sunshine on the far side of the stadium. Sack the board is their latest taunt. Charvet, meantime, coming forward. Speed continues the attack. Watson knocks it long. Babb with a rather awkward clearance. And Liverpool hesitating at the back, enabling Lee to make a good run. But he was dispossessed. And Riedler now brings Liverpool on the counter-charge. Owen away to his left. I was talking to a Liverpool official before the match who told me that Fowler, the man who's been injured for so long since the back end of last season, is making rapid strides in his recovery, working very hard to get fit again. And Liverpool are quietly optimistic that he'll be back available for selection before Christmas. What a thought that is then, Fowler and Owen. What a possible combination that could be. Ince running things from the middle of the field. McManaman survives the challenge. Watson goes in hard again, did well then. Now McManaman, it's an excellent game this. And Liverpool dominating, certainly dominating the scoreline. They lead 2-0. Berger coming forward on one of those surging runs. Riedler with the shot. Not one of his better efforts. In his second season now at Liverpool, the German international only played half the games for Liverpool last season because of the pressure on places in their attack. Owen and Fowler getting the nod ahead of him most times. Here's Gary Speed, Philippe Albert. Speed. Lee. Now poor layoff this time by Glass. He's given it straight to Patrick Berger. Czech international keeping his place in the Liverpool team when many had expected him to lose it. Now Liverpool have lost the ball, and there's surely got to be an equal, or at least a goal here for Givash. They might have to wait a bit longer for the equaliser, but at least Stefan Givash is off the mark. And Newcastle have got one goal back in the 28th minute. Very sloppy defending there by Liverpool. Babb dispossessed. He was on his feet claiming he was foul as Rob Lee continued the attack. And he had, well, he was spoilt for choice, didn't he? He had either Givash or Shearer to pick out. He picked out the new Frenchman, who marks his debut with a simple goal. But Liverpool will be furious, I think, believing that Lee fouled Babb in the build-up. But Givash, who was leading scorer in 2 successive seasons in the French league, is off the mark. A goal, more than he managed in 6 appearances for his country in the World Cup finals. Liverpool straight back on the attack again. And another fine effort this time, just over the bar from Jamie Redknapp. Well, what a game we have here. It seems when these two teams meet, the goals flow. 3 already. And on my watch, 28 minutes gone. Pity it's not a cup tie. We could have extra time then. It's the kind of match you don't want to end this. Newcastle's free kick, and Givash seeming to indicate that he fancies having a pop on target here. It's a long, long way out, all of 30, maybe even 35 yards. Oh, he struck it well. A little optimistic nonetheless. Now Serrant is shaken off that early problem. He gets a good-looking right-footed cross into the Liverpool box. Cleared with some difficulty by Babb. But Liverpool can hit so quickly on the counter-attack. They've got so much pace in the side. McManaman getting forward now and finds Riedler. And Owen is unmarked in the middle if he can pick him out. Did really well there, Serrant. If he'd not got back to make that interception, then Owen might have been looking at a hat-trick. Good defending that. What a superb game we're having here. End-to-end attacking football. Liverpool's corner. That was well defended by Alan Shearer of all people. Redknapp to Hegem. Got underneath that, as did Pearce for Newcastle, but Liverpool keep possession. McManaman. Speed. It's a good ball too, but it was well read by Hegem, the Norwegian international who joined Liverpool in the summer. Ince. Redknapp. Well, this is the kind of match, I think, that has so many people around the world drooling about the quality of English football. There seem to be endless arguments about Italy's Serie A as against the English Premiership, but when you get this kind of drama, pace, hard tackling, excitement and end-to-end flow, I really do think the Premiership can lay claim to have the best league in the world. There wouldn't be too many matches in Italy that could match the spectacle of this. Here's Babb. Staunton. And Babb rocks it rather gingerly back there to Brad Friedel. And Newcastle have picked up well, but given it away to Owen. And Owen vaults the first challenge and the second. Brilliant! What a goal! What an unbelievable goal by Michael Owen. A hat-trick inside 30-odd minutes. That was absolutely unbelievable. Look at that. 1, 2, 3 defenders around him. He evaded 2 challenges. There was still so much work to do there because Given had come out and narrowed the angle well. Look how difficult it was. He had just a glimmer of daylight to aim at, really, and found the back of the net. Well, I've got to admit, I've been watching Liverpool for very nearly 40 years now. I thought Kenny Dalglish was the best Liverpool player I've ever seen. I've got a feeling I might have to revise that opinion because Michael Owen just really defies any more adjectives and superlatives. He's got 3 goals. He could and probably should have had 4. And he's making international defenders look like beginners. Is there a better goal scorer anywhere in the world? It is a question for debate, quite seriously. Is Ronaldo any cooler than Michael Owen? He can't be 18. I need to see his birth certificate. He looks as though he's been playing for about 20 years. Here's Patrick Berger. Liverpool with their 2-goal lead restored again here. And a hat-trick for Michael Owen in a stunning first half at St James's Park. And here they go again. And would you believe it's Owen in space once more? Ooh, well, you can't blame him for having a go, can you? And certainly nobody in a red shirt is. McManaman applauding him. He just loses defenders all the time. He takes up the most intelligent positions. That was a poor shot by his standards, but I think he can be forgiven one of those, don't you? The half he's having here. Well, it's Michael Owen 3, Newcastle United 1 at the moment. Not that this is by any means a one-man show from Liverpool, but it's hard to overlook the part he's playing. If anyone out there had a glimmer of doubt about how good this lad is, those doubts should have been removed by what you've seen already today. And Newcastle, I've got to pick up the pieces again. And it has been announced within the last week that Liverpool have signed Michael Owen for another 4 years. So hard luck anyone wanting to prize him away from Anfield. Here's Gary Speed for Newcastle. Over the head of Staunton. Givash did well there. However, the linesman on that far side has decided he committed the foul, upheld by referee Barber. I must admit, I thought it was Staunton who fouled him. Welcome to the Premiership, Stefan Givash. Let's have a look here. Well, he certainly lashed out Staunton. A lot to ponder, Mr. Hullett. Sexy football is what he's promised to bring to Tyneside. But at the moment, they need a shot of Viagra to get back into this game, Newcastle. And Liverpool on the attack again. McManaman, guess who it is? And he leaves it this time to Redknapp. Great block. Roll, that was magnificent defending by Stuart Pearce. He saved a certain goal there from Redknapp, and then the follow-up from Riedler. Now Berger. Well, please, referee, don't let this first half end. This is fabulous football. Staunton. Well, with better finishing and with a less accomplished and brave defender than Stuart Pearce, Liverpool might have had 5 or 6 goals. No exaggeration. And now Hegem is bringing them forward. Red shirts everywhere you look, but he couldn't get his cross in. To Newcastle's huge relief, because they could well have been in even more serious danger a minute ago. But it's been a breathtaking first half, this. And just as Newcastle thought they'd got back into the game, Michael Owen sent them a rude reminder. Watson takes on Staunton, and it came off the Newcastle player. And all the Liverpool fans penned in that corner applaud and give a standing ovation to the linesman. Pearce looking for Shearer. Shearer's done well, but not well enough in the end. He couldn't quite provide a link up with Glass, and suddenly it's Liverpool on the counter-attack again. No free kick given. Gary Speed getting back to dispossess Karl-Heinz Riedler. Now Glass. Serrant. Now Albert. And Pearce. Charvet. Pearce lifts one over the top. Shearer's downward header did well, but Givash hadn't read the play really. Now McManaman. Redknapp. Owen. Oh, brilliant football again. McManaman. Owen and Riedler in the box. Newcastle in danger here. And Riedler's header flies just over. But the flow, the movement, the skill in that Liverpool attack, well, that'll have football people drooling. And it's very hard not to get carried away by the quality of this Liverpool performance so far. This looks like a team who are going to be in contention for the league title. McManaman just trying to turn the Newcastle defence. And Gibbons come a long way from goal, and guess who's lurking? He knew Owen was there. Hegem used his strength there, the Norwegian. Oh, well played. And in the end, the third challenge was enough to dispossess him. Shearer. Oh, he and Ince went in like two warring bulls then. And a good ball forward by Owen. And Pearce almost single-handedly is shoring up the Newcastle defence at the moment. Without him, the game would have been lost already. Glass. Serrant. Here's Lee. Well hit, well blocked by Ince. Charvet. Oh, what a poor ball that was by the Frenchman, just when Newcastle were getting a bit of a flow going. But Ince and Shearer, the two England teammates, clashed then. And neither of them held anything back. Hegem. Here's Rob Lee. Charvet. Givash, the other Frenchman. Foul by Ince. Well, from the last free kick Newcastle had in this position, Givash tried a shot. In fact, this is probably a yard or two closer. And that might take it into Stuart Pearce territory. We're into the last 5 minutes of a quite superb first half at St James's Park. Brad Friedel knows that whoever hits it here, he might have his work cut out keeping this out. It is Givash, and it's gone right through the wall, and Friedel did indeed make a good stop. Glass, who got the flick on as it came through Liverpool's defensive wall. Hegem lifts a long ball, looking for Karl-Heinz Riedler. Now Serrant. Givash the target. Speed. Lee. Berger dispossesses him, even though the crowd were telling him where the danger was coming from. He didn't react. Lee going in hard again. There's absolutely no quarter asked or given by either team here. The tackling has been ferocious at times, but still the quality of the football, superlative. Here's Watson. And Lee. Charvet. Pearce looking for a target. Givash presents himself. Gary Speed. Decent cross. Shearer coming in, far post. Times those leaps so well, but just didn't get the power this time. And Liverpool straight away into Newcastle's half. Literally 2 seconds ago, the ball was in their penalty box. Here's Owen. Not this time. Dispossessed by Watson. Serrant. Glass. Hegem slipped. That just gave him the glimmer of an opening. Gets it back again from Givash, but a good challenge. Patrick Berger, determined to stay in this Liverpool team and really working his socks off. But Liverpool present it back to Newcastle. Shearer. Lee. Well, Lee's not had the best of halves. Bit lucky to keep it there. Charvet swings one in. And Liverpool get the throw. And the clock ticks on towards half-time, with Liverpool in a dominating position here. And a glorious ball there by Redknapp. Well defended by Charvet. Watson. Looking for one over the top for Givash. Hegem, the defender. And Liverpool even survived that. Redknapp turns it forward to the ever-willing Owen to chase. Brave defending by Albert. And good to see the handshake there. Owen certainly didn't intend to catch him like that. Here's Lee. Newcastle being forced back all the time. Lee. Good ball, Shearer. The layoff to Speed. That's a poor effort by Gary Speed. And they'll need better finishing than that to get back into this game. As we move now towards the final minute of a sensational first half. Well, he might be going grey now, Roy Evans, but the performances of Michael Owen will be turning a few defenders grey over the coming years in the Premiership. Gerard Houllier sitting on the left of the picture there in the suit. Good layoff by Lee. Charvet, the fourth official, has just indicated we will have 2 minutes of stoppage time added. Pearce winning the header there, but Berger onto the loose ball, and he's done brilliantly here, Berger. Good effort, great goal! Oh, what a finish by Patrick Berger, and what a finish to the half by Liverpool. 4-1. Newcastle caught napping, but the way Berger charged through the challenge and found the corner of the net, again, quite exceptional finishing here by Liverpool, who've had a first half that will send shudders down the spine of every other team in the Premiership. In this form, Liverpool looking absolutely irresistible. Top-class finish by Patrick Berger. Well, there's so much competition for places at Liverpool from real quality players that the likes of Berger, who were on the fringe of things last season, know they've got to really produce their best to stay in the side. And that is somehow or other producing a Liverpool team already in the early weeks of this season that you know is going to take some stopping. And these lads know that, hull it or not, Newcastle have got some problems ahead of them. "4-1. Is there a way back for Newcastle from this? Well, we expected fireworks, we expected a classic match. We certainly didn't expect a first half like this. As Pearce knocks one long, rather hopeful punt forward that. And the Liverpool fans again in that corner will applaud anything at the moment, even a goal kick. And Newcastle will just want to hear the half-time whistle. And a combination of Alan Irvine and Tommy Craig, the two coaches left here, and Ruud Gullit possibly. I'm not quite sure whether he is going to appear in the dressing room at half-time. He might have to here. He might have to appear on the field in the second half to save his new team here. And there's the half-time whistle, and we have seen the best 45 minutes of football in the Premiership this season, without a shadow of a doubt. What a half we've seen here at St James's Park. Newcastle United 1, Liverpool 4. Welcome back to St James's Park. The teams coming out for the remainder of this match. And I think if the second half is even 50% as entertaining as the first, no one will be switching off. There's been one change during the half-time interval. We did notice Carl Serrant, the young left-back, former Oldham player, limping from a knock that he received about 10 minutes before the half-time whistle. Well, clearly he's unable to continue. And Warren Barton, now in his fourth season here, will come on in his place. Well, certainly Newcastle's day has not been helped by the injuries they've had. Dietmar Hamann, remember the German international, going off in the first half to be replaced by Stephen Glass. Now Barton coming on. But Ruud Gullit must be shocked to the core, I would think, with the apparent problems that he faces turning things round here at Newcastle United. Or perhaps it's just their ill fortune. They've hit Liverpool, and in particular that young man there at the top of the picture, Michael Owen, on a day when it seems everything is going right for them. How did Newcastle get back into this game? An enormous problem facing the home team now, and certainly with their new manager watching, every one of those players will want to do himself justice here. They've got an enormous squad, 30 odd senior professionals, 50 professionals in all, so much competition for places, so much need for people like Barton here to show that kind of early enthusiasm. Now Watson gets it back to Warren Barton, who at the moment has gone into a more advanced position than you might have expected. Perhaps they've changed things round slightly. They started, remember, with three at the back and wing backs. Barton seems to have pushed on into a midfield role, so perhaps they're taking a bit of a risk now in just committing an extra man forward to try and rescue something from this game. Liverpool leading 4-1, remember. A hat-trick by Michael Owen and a brilliant fourth goal from Patrick Berger. In fact, all the goals were absolutely top-rate. Here's Watson. Came off Carragher's head. He didn't mean it to go there, the clearance. And when it's knocked long, there is always that threat from Owen. And he really panics experienced defenders like Philippe Albert into those kind of clearances. Carragher under pressure here from Givash. What an introduction to English football for him. Won well there by Riedler. Owens off again. Ooh, good effort that was. And it almost fell back to him as well when Given had knocked it out. Foul given there, although Redknapp claims he won the ball. But another superb strike here by Michael Owen. If you add the near misses to the 3 goals he's actually scored, heaven knows how many he could have had by now if they'd all gone in. Here's Patrick Berger, dispossessed by Glass. I've been really impressed with him since he came on for Harmon. He's really slotted into things immediately, the young Scotsman. Gary Speed. And the ball crossed to the far post, and Barton it was who got in there. Pearce has had a good game as well. Lost count of the number of times he's made important blocks and interceptions to stop Liverpool marauding forward even more than they have done. Newcastle 13th in the Premiership last season, their lowest since they returned to the top division 5 years ago, and that, remember, after being runners-up in each of the previous 2 seasons. And indeed it was the penultimate Saturday of last season before they actually secured their Premiership place. They had 44 points, Newcastle, and that was only 4 more than relegated Bolton Wanderers. For a club of this size, and you can't exaggerate really how big it is. I mentioned earlier that they were going to raise the capacity of St James's Park to 51,000. Believe me, they'll fill it, and there'll still be thousands more on the waiting list for season tickets. But for that kind of potential, they've got to have a successful team. Shearer being held there by Babb. Takes the free kick quickly. Pearce out on the left. Gary Speed out wide of him. Oh dear, almost sums up Newcastle's day. Well, Ruud Gullit brought enormous success to Chelsea and a great deal of style as well. But he's going to start from a fairly rock-bottom position, it seems, in terms of morale here at Newcastle. Not what he wanted as a birthday present. He'll be 36 on Tuesday, Ruud Gullit. His team could still get back a slight stranglehold on this game, but I doubt it. because Liverpool are really in command at the moment, and with that scoreline, well, Newcastle's job is near impossible already. But I do keep repeating, they were 3 goals behind at Anfield last season and got back level. Pearce with a long ball. Flicked on by Shearer. Barton bursts onto it. Berger pushing him wide. Givash, well placed. He went for the cross instead, and that almost produced something. Well, again, young Stephen Glass showing better awareness than some of the more experienced players around him here as Barton clipped that one in. He was first to react on the near post. He certainly is pressing his claims for a regular place. There's been huge debate in England this week as to whether Newcastle acted rather prematurely in dismissing, if that's the right word. Remember, there's still an argument about whether he fell or was he pushed. Kenny Dalglish anyway left, and some people feel that after only 2 games of the season, the Newcastle board panicked rather. And certainly when you look at the quality of some of the players he brought in, like Stephen Glass and Stefan Givash, well, they might have a point, but they're not worried about that. Smiles all round on the Liverpool bench. Robbie Fowler there in the background as well. I mentioned getting fitter by the week. Here's Redknapp, now back in Liverpool's midfield. Staunton. Oh, that's a beautiful ball by Staunton. Owen. Charvet the defender. Redknapp. Carragher. Here's Staunton again. Riedler chasing there. Alberg got there ahead of him. Watson turns it forward. Looked like handball by Glass, but Liverpool have possession. Good tackle there by Redknapp. He'll feel better about that. His injured ankle looks strong enough in that clash. And Pearce forced to turn it back to Shay Given. Had a poor home record last season, Newcastle. They lost 6 at home, which was actually more than the total they had lost in the previous 3 seasons. One of the reasons, surely, that the supporters, anyway, grew impatient with Kenny Dalglish's management. A good old-fashioned battle for possession there between Watson and Staunton. And it's been a highly physical as well as a highly skillful game, this. Here's Watson. Useful ball in. And the clearance has not done the job, really, by Ince. Speed heads it on. Glass on further still. Staunton's clearance. And Redknapp just helps it forward, but this is a better spell by Newcastle United. The home fans responding. Givash. And rather harshly, I felt, handball the decision there against Stefan Givash. £3.5 million he cost. And last season he scored 47 goals in 54 games for Auxerre. I suppose most people around the world will remember him for those dreadful misses in the World Cup final for France against Brazil, but his record at club level, absolutely outstanding. And you might say the same about a certain Mr. Owen, whose last hat-trick in the Premiership came on St Valentine's Day last season, away to Sheffield Wednesday. Now, Alan Shearer has 10 hat-tricks. He's the all-time highest scorer in the Premiership, getting close to 150 goals now. When you think of Owen's age, that record might be overtaken one day. Here is Shearer, who's had a quiet game by his standards, but always a threat. That's a disappointing layoff. Stuart Pearce. Now Rob Lee, another of the England World Cup players in action here. Glass inviting Pearce to get forward down the left. Good tackle by Hegem. Certainly enjoys the physical side of the game, the Norwegian, and that was another good challenge. Oh, that's sloppy play by McManaman. He was lucky there that Ince was able to rescue it. certainly an improved spell by Newcastle. Givash with the header. Staunton for Liverpool. McManaman drops deep to receive it. And a lovely ball over the top for Owen. Takes on Charvet. Better defending this time by the Frenchman. But he still finds Patrick Berger. Well played, Rob Lee. And Newcastle restoring a bit of pride, at least, early on in the second half here. But a great deal of work to do, it goes without saying, just to even get a fingernail back on the cliff edge. The official attendance just confirmed as over 36,000. Another St James's Park full house, no surprise there. Stuart Pearce, good ball forward for Gary Speed. Got three men in the Liverpool penalty box here. Newcastle, Speed goes forward, goes down. Referee had a long look at it and was ideally placed. Although the home fans screamed penalty, the referee shook his head. Steve McManaman for Liverpool. They lead 4-1. Patrick Berger. Staunton. McManaman again. Well, that was a bit of a sloppy ball. And I guess almost inevitably Liverpool seem to have just dropped down a gear now, which can be dangerous, even though they are obviously in complete control of this match here at the moment. As we have another look at this tackle, well, he certainly won the ball first there, Hegem. But it could be dangerous if Newcastle can get a second goal and get the crowd behind them here. No match is lost till it's over, and certainly with the watching Hullet, they'll keep playing here in Newcastle, but that's a disappointing ball by Watson. A penny for his thoughts at the moment. But certainly Newcastle are back in the game in terms of possession, if not the scoreline. How much that's down to Liverpool easing off is a subject for debate. Hegem's clearance. Headed clear by Charvet, only as far as Redknapp. And now Karl-Heinz Riedler. Owen to his right, Berger to his left. And in the middle is Redknapp. Good effort that, only just wide from Jamie Redknapp. Been desperately unlucky with injuries in the last couple of years, Redknapp. Broken ankle led to a lot of problems on that particular joint. Forced him to miss out on the World Cup, of course, as well. But a fit and informed Redknapp, a major asset to Liverpool. McManaman, another strangely subdued performance from him so far. But a free spirit in a well-organised, well-drilled team is something I'm sure most teams would happily have. Alan Shearer, made to look almost ordinary in the goal-scoring stakes today by the man who would be king, Michael Owen. Headed clear by Babb. Liverpool lose out for once. And a great effort there by Pearce, really struck that fiercely, and then so did Glass, and Ince made a good interception. Good tackle then, Watson on Berger. Barton, Shearer's in the box, Givash flicked it on, and in fact took it away from the flight path for Alan Shearer inadvertently. He's had his work cut out today, Jamie Carragher, against those two. And I'm not sure he knew much about that, Carragher, when Pearce struck that shot. Perfect way to deal with Siner's problems anyway. A Stuart Pearce rocket shot. Thumped into the head. Here's Owen again for Liverpool. Barton dispossesses him. Lee, brushed aside by Ince. Gets it back from Redknapp. Barton goes in a bit strongly. Free kick to Liverpool. It's Redknapp who lifts it over the top. And the cross by Hegem is a good one, and Owens there again. Didn't really catch it. That was probably due to the interception by Lee, who just blocked the shot. Long ball by Watson is a good one. And Carragher did well then against Stefan Givash. A long ball again, picking out Michael Owen. And he's beaten Charvet again. But Charvet, to be fair, got back well. And here he is again. Berger stopping him getting any further. Barton picking out Stuart Pearce. Shearer flicks it on, knowing that Givash was right behind him. So did Bab, though. And Bab in strongly again for Liverpool. But at the moment, Liverpool are having problems getting out of their own half. Well, everyone knows that defence is not the strongest part of Liverpool's team, so if Newcastle could get a goal here, it might just rattle the visitors. Warren Barton. Not clear to Watson. Straight back in again, and Givash getting up high. Well, it's going to take time for the partnership of Shearer and Givash to bed in, but considering what an awful game it's been in many ways to make his debut, I've been impressed by Stefan Givash. And I think when they get to understand each other's game better, that's going to be a tasty duo. Shearer again winning it, and this time Givash did read him and finds Gary Speed. Hegem did well against Speed then. Here's McManaman showing his skill, but then running the ball out of play. 17 minutes of the second half gone, and no addition to the half-time scoreline of Newcastle United 1, Liverpool 4. A hat-trick by Michael Owen, the fourth goal from Patrick Berger. Here's Warren Barton, a half-time substitute. Good ball in. Shearer shapes to hit it. Well blocked. And then Stephen Glass has hit it so wide, it almost went out for a throw-in. Just saved his embarrassment. It is a goal kick. But a bit of vintage Shearer here. The way he used his strength to hold off the challenge. Turned quickly, and the snapshot. I think it was Carragher. Yes, it was. Back there in the way again. And then Glass making a mess of the rebound. Berger. Staunton. Oh, that's brilliant play by Redknapp. Hegem. And Owen. This time it doesn't come off. Lee with the interception. Now Glass. Oh, well played. He can be very pleased with his performance today. Gary Speed again. Barton. Crowd warned Watson that Riedler was trying to intercept. Here's Speed. Little nudge there by Warren Barton, but Liverpool get the throw anyway. Here's Rob Lee now for Newcastle. Pearce. Shearer just used his strength then against Staunton. Staunton hemming him into the corner though. He's lost him brilliantly. Great ball in as well. And the clearance keeps Liverpool under pressure because it wasn't a full clearance by Ince. That's just crossed the line there. The eagle-eyed linesman spotted it. Whistle's gone. Liverpool's goal kick. Unlucky there, Shearer. It was a very difficult angle to get the ball back. Well, Gerard Houllier has obviously had some impact, I would imagine, on Liverpool, even in the early weeks of his tenure as a joint manager, because there's just a little indefinable quality about Liverpool that wasn't there last season. Very difficult to explain it, very difficult to put your finger on it, but it's there all right. And here is Ince taking them forward again, looking for another Liverpool goal. Riedler, Owen again. Pulls it back to McManaman, and the block, this time from Philippe Albert, deflected it wide. 4 Liverpool players there, all in a genuine goal-scoring position, you could say. Liverpool's first corner of this second half. Staunton, that's a lot of distance and height on it. Comes straight back out to Patrick Berger. Good ball back in from him. Carragher's still up there. And now Staunton, who can hit them. Usually better than that. Ditto Steve McManaman. Well, if Newcastle were to have any hope of clawing their way back into this game, they surely had to be looking at getting an early goal in the second half. And we're now midway through, and they still haven't added to that single Stefan Givash goal. Warren Barton. Charvet. And now Pearce. Here's Speed. Glass. Not a bad effort, and the deflection takes it behind for a corner. Again, not afraid to have a pop, Stephen Glass, when the opportunity presented itself. Shearer trying to find a bit of room in that crowded penalty area, but Liverpool get it clear and get the goal kick, in fact. Word of praise today for referee Graham Barber as well. He's only shown 1 yellow card so far. That was to Phil Babb early on in the first half, and in such a competitive fixture, and in these days of rather over-fussy refereeing, that is quite a statistic. Charvet winning the ball. Rob Lee. Well, Liverpool doing a good professional job, I guess you'd say, in this second half. Knew that the game was won, the points were theirs at half-time, as long as they didn't do anything sloppy or silly. And that's precisely how they've approached this second half. Newcastle have had a lot more of the ball. Not been able to do anything effective with it yet. Well, having praised the referee, he is now going to produce another yellow card. That always happens, doesn't it, when you give referees a pat on the back, they let you down. Philippe Albert will become the second caution. Still 2 in a Premiership game these days. Not bad. Still 21 minutes to go, mind you. McManaman. Redknapp. Barton winning it back and seemed to be tugging away at the shirt of Patrick Berger there. Warren Barton did well, so too, in fairness, did Berger. Now Staunton. Berger again. Nice little angle ball for Riedler, who's lost his man well here. But the linesman on the far side has already flagged he was offside. Sloppy clearance there by Hegem. Made Staunton sprint just to keep it in play. And a long ball over the top. Sees Shay Given coming a long way from goal. And Michael Owen, again, aware of the potential error. Here's Gary Speed. Robley. But at the moment, Newcastle playing their better football across the field and in front of Liverpool's defenders, rather than getting around or in behind them. And that's not going to be good enough to get them back into this match. Backward header by Babb, it'll be a corner if it goes. And Brad Friedel, big as he is, couldn't prevent that corner. And the header produces a marvellous save. Gary Speed on the penalty spot, powered that one in. I really thought it was going to sneak in, and Brad Friedel reacted brilliantly. That was on its way in. In fact, Shearer looked as though he got a touch onto it as well. He did. Excellent save. Even better then, when you realise that Shearer was there to help it on its way. Barton's corner. Shearer up highest again, but this time just over. Well, he's as honest as the day is long, Alan Shearer. He'll keep going here, even though this is a depressing position for him and his teammates. And you never know. We could yet have a grandstand finish here. Somehow I doubt it, but a second Newcastle goal could alter the picture. Mind you, another Liverpool goal and the picture would be complete. And a picture of misery it would be for Ruud Gullit too, on his first day in charge, so to speak. Although a reminder, he did not pick or prepare the team for today's game. That was Alan Irvine and Tommy Craig, two of the coaching staff who are here under Kenny Dalglish. He hasn't picked his own coaching staff yet, Ruud Gullit. Steve Clarke, the experienced Chelsea defender, turned coach in the summer at Chelsea, is thought to be the man he wants to bring along here. Chauvet. Givash against Hegem, and a little push by the Frenchman, who better beware of kicking the ball away in frustration like that. A lot of referees would have yellow carded him for that. But certainly in matches where they dominate as opposed to being dominated, then I would imagine Stefan Givash is going to be a very good addition to the fold here. At £3.5 million, they will expect him to be. Huge amount of money has been spent here in recent years. In fact, I saw a figure somewhere that between them, Kevin Keegan and Kenny Dalglish spent £96 million in 6 years on buying players. Incredible total. Steve McManaman is smiling at the moment, but he won't be in just a second because the referee is going to caution him for that. Not a player who often finds his name going into the referee's book. Pearce launches one in. Friedel against Shearer, and Shearer did enough to knock the big American out of his stride and earn his team a corner. Typically brave committed play there by Alan Shearer. Because Friedel is built like desperate Dan. He really is a huge man. Now a chance. Oh, Friedel did well then. He went down at the feet of Watson, and that was enough to make sure that he couldn't get a clean shot on it. And that prevented what would have been a serious situation there for Liverpool. Ball dropping straight to Watson, and as he stretched here, Friedel just did enough, as indeed did Jamie Carragher, to stop the shot going on target. So Watson denied a continuation of his remarkable scoring record against Liverpool over the years. Well, that's the Liverpool fans you can hear now. They believe they're on their way to victory here, and frankly, it would be a brave, if not foolish man who would deny that. McManaman turns one forward, a problem for Given because it's Owen coming in, but he judged the bounce well. Albert out to Stuart Pearce. Very difficult, of course, for Newcastle. Liverpool just shuffling men back behind the ball now, knowing that the game is all but won. And Ruud Gullit noticeably is now down on the touchline, holding a clipboard and pen. I bet he's written some pretty harsh things down there as well. And he might be saying some harsh things when he really gets his feet under the table and takes full control of training and other matters, and certainly team selection, an area in which he was very controversial in his time at Chelsea, believed in the rotational system of selection, constantly changing the team around. It didn't make too many players too happy, but it brought success. Certainly got enough players to change around here if he wants to, and I suspect they'll have to shed a few off the payroll. Pearce swings one in, speed, dabs at it, Shearer dabs at it as well, and neither of them could convert it into a goal. Smile of quiet resignation almost there, I think, on the face of Alan Shearer, accepting that it's not going to be his day or his team's day. Well, Dabizas is just coming on now for Newcastle, taking the place of Steve Watson. Nicolas Dabizas, the Greek international who joined towards the end of last season and played in the last dozen games for Newcastle, that including the FA Cup final. Left out of the starting lineup today, either a central defender or a midfield player. And he's gone in at the back, releasing Charvet, who's also a dual-purpose player, if you like, to take up a position wide on the right now for Newcastle. As Lee tries to test the Liverpool defence again. McManaman with the clearance. And there's a useful ball. Givash almost on the end of it. Shearer will be. Dabizas. Now Lee. Again, they're having to play this tip-tap football in front of Liverpool, and then the tackle comes in. A sloppy ball by McManaman, who's really not been at the races for me today, Steve McManaman. Doesn't seem concentrated enough. Liverpool would be very unhappy with that. When they work so hard to win the ball back, McManaman just gifted it away again. Carragher getting up strongly, and it was Riedler back defending. An object lesson there for Steve McManaman. Dabizas. Staunton this time gets it clear. And Dabizas again. McManaman wins it back this time, giving credit. And now it's Redknapp who gives it away. Liverpool definitely not anywhere near as impressive in this half, but I think you almost expected that really when their half-time lead was so emphatic. And there's still time for them to get another goal. Plenty of time. Over 10 minutes remaining here at St James's Park. They lead 4-1. Lovely ball, Redknapp to Hegem. Riedler heads it down, and Berger couldn't really get enough purchase on the half volley to bother Shay Given. And unless there is a really dramatic twist in the tail, the feeling is now that this game is drawing to an inevitable conclusion. And the conclusion is that Ruud Gullit and Newcastle have got a lot of work to do. Charvet, and now against Lee. Berger going in a little bit too strongly for referee Barber's liking. Here's Shearer. Carragher's had a good steady match at the back for Liverpool, considering the quality of the players he's up against in Shearer and Givash. When you look around this star-studded Liverpool team, you realise how much talent there is, not only out there, but on the substitutes bench. And the Republic of Ireland international Jason McAteer, who lost his place in the starting lineup today because of the return of Jamie Redknapp, is now about to get, I would guess 6 or 7 minutes when stoppage time is added. McAteer for Redknapp. A very successful return to first-team action for Jamie Redknapp. They'll be well pleased with that. They'll know there's more to come from him when he gets properly fit, match fit, and tuned in again. And a very useful replacement in McAteer. And suddenly Liverpool break again here. Riedler. Staunton. And he can try again. Didn't do any better with the second cross there, Steve Staunton. But I think that was a very good signing, or re-signing if you like, by Liverpool. Played for them a few years ago before his long spell at Aston Villa. In fact, he was 5 years at Liverpool originally, Staunton. That's Carragher, one of his defensive colleagues today. Rob Lee finding Bob. In swings it back for Liverpool. Still running hard, still tackling hard. And Berger's work rate has impressed me today for Liverpool. Staunton couldn't go back to goalkeeper Friedel. That route was cut off by Alan Shearer. Plays it forward instead. And the Liverpool fans start again their taunting of the home supporters with shouts of Dalglish. Oof, that was a bad tackle on Shearer by Ince. He's got to be in trouble here, Ince. It's got to be a card of some description. Only he knows what colour it's going to be. I suspect yellow. It was a bad challenge. Well, is that a tackle from behind? I don't know what else you could call it. And were we not told that the tackle from behind would be outlawed, and were we not told that it would lead to red cards? The word inconsistency and referee often appear in the same sentence. Oh, tremendous header! And a lot of the crowd at the other end of the stadium thought that Dabizas had actually scored then, as the ball seemed to ricochet off the back netting. It was a very good effort by the Greek. Just hit the top of the net. Neck muscles really at full stretch there, and he powered that one in. Don't think it would have made a great deal of difference to the eventual outcome with only 2 minutes to go, but he'd have enjoyed it anyway. so often happens in a match where you get a high-scoring first half that you get little or no addition to the score in the second. And that seems to have been the case again today. Mistake by Dabizas gives Liverpool a throw. And there's going to be another change here. Steve McManaman, who, as I mentioned earlier, has not really looked at his best today, as one or two of the home fans decide they're going home. Steve McManaman is coming off to be replaced by one of Liverpool's youngsters from the youth policy, David Thompson, young midfield player, England under-21 international, who made his debut a couple of years ago. It's not just big money purchases, there's still plenty of excellent young English football talent available to the major clubs as well. Was a key man in a very successful Liverpool youth team of a couple of years ago, along with the likes of Carragher. Owen was too young for that team. Incredible, isn't it? Well, it's been a quiet second half, but only in comparison to the first, which was quite exceptional. And the memory of which I'm sure a lot of the supporters lucky enough to be in the stadium today will keep with them for a while. Bad memories perhaps for Newcastle, great memories for the Liverpool fans here and the millions watching at home on TV. And Liverpool are coasting towards 3 points now, and that will take their haul for the season to 7 after victory at Southampton and a home draw against Arsenal. Pearce with the Newcastle free kick, headed clear by Rila. It was Owen who hooked it away. McAteer hasn't managed to get a touch yet since coming on as a substitute, and finds himself chasing shadows again as Glass turns one forward. A good looking ball that, but no problem for the giant Brad Friedel. Well, he's very much taken over now from David James as Liverpool's number one. And he looks the part. Thompson volleys it back to Owen. Oh, you thought for a moment there he was going to be in again, but Dabizas defended rather better than some of his colleagues did in the first half. Here's Chauvet. Did well. Glass. Good run again by Stephen Glass. And still going. Excellent play. And then a wild effort by Givash at the end of it. Well, at the risk of being repetitive here, I think there's two players who can take pride in their performance for Newcastle today. Stuart Pearce in defence and young Stephen Glass, who's made an excellent contribution. I would imagine Ruud Gullit will be very impressed with him. Well, apply ice is the usual physiotherapist's advice when you've got a problem, and Steve McManaman has done just that. And problems are mounting, and certainly not on ice. They're very much here and now and in the present for Ruud Gullit, who's got to sort them out very quickly. How he would like to have this young lad available for selection. A virtuoso performance by Michael Owen with a first half hat-trick of unbelievable quality. Squeezed that one in off the goalkeeper Shay Given. He stayed ice cool to finish that one, and the third one was the best of them all. Before that, of course, Newcastle got on target themselves, with Lee dispossessing Bab and Givash marking his debut with a goal for Newcastle. But from whichever angle you view it, the third Michael Owen goal was quite magnificent. He enjoyed that, and why not? And this wasn't a bad effort either. Patrick Berger, the Czech international, going through and making it 4 to delight himself, his teammates and the Liverpool fans. But the day, the stage, the headlines and the hat-trick and the match ball all belong to Michael Owen, who today looked unstoppable. And if he carries on like that, and his teammates do as well, Liverpool are right in the frame for the championship race. The final score at St James's Park: Newcastle United 1, Liverpool 4.